move on to agency management, I think there's a few key things that we need to really take note of, right? First one, I think it's really important on an individual basis to have our own personal track record, especially in terms of like sales, right? I mean, think about it, all right? If you want to recruit an MDRT producer, it's always very important to be MDRT producers ourselves in the first place, so that you got all the knowledge, you got all the skills, you got all the system involved. Alright, so that's something whereby you can impact with confidence. Second thing I think which is quite important is also have a system, what I call a system for success itself. A system is a very big word, right? But when you talk about system in general, you need to have something in place whereby it allows you to be able to train the next generation. It need not be something which is whereby it encompasses everything in the first place already. But you need to have a very good starting point, whereby, start with something small. Along the way, you improve along your system itself, so that allows you to be a successful agency. And of course, last but not least, I think it's also very important to be able to have certain knowledge, right? And the courses provided by FSMA, which is the Agency Management Training course, right? I think that gives you a very good foundation in terms of the different aspects of agency management. Like I mentioned, all the way from planning, recruitment, selecting, training, and also performance management itself. Generally, I think with these three key things in mind, alright, having a proven track record, having a system, and going through the right education, that will put you very much in place as the agency leader. So AMTC is the de facto standard for agency management, right? So it's a course which is marketed by LIMRA. So FSMA, we are the provider, or rather the marketing provider for together with LIMRA. AMTC, right? It's a 23 weeks classes itself. So under this AMTC, there's 5 key different modules itself. All the way from planning, recruitment, selecting, training, and also performance management itself. In fact, it encompasses all the different aspects of agency management. So it's a must-do course, alright guys, so if you are into agency management. In fact, for the whole of 2017, we have 7 AMTC classes itself. So far to date, we have about 300 plus students, right, from the whole industry who has undergone this AMTC. So that's something that we're very proud of. In the recent years, we see agency leaders getting younger and younger, like people who are starting from like mid-20s, already becoming agency leaders, whether if they're directors or even managers or directors in this case itself. And these are the group of people who actually want fast and quick results itself. So in terms of like training leads, we also cater to this profiling of to this age group. But currently, let's say in terms of the training courses that we are providing under the arm of not AMTC per se, but under one of the series which is CIAM, Chartered Insurance Agency Manager, right? So this provides a series of courses besides AMTC. So some of the courses inside are catered very much for people who want quick and fast results. For example, instead of just recruitment, we talk about recruitment from a very targeted specific group. Example like experienced sales professional. Instead of just recruiting financial planners, we are talking about how to recruit MDRT producers itself. And also, besides just recruitment of sales professional per se, right? We're also talking about recruiting people who want to go into sales management. So you see that it becomes more and more targeted in terms of the training instead of a more generic approach. A lot of things cannot be learned from textbook. It comes with experience, especially in the aspects of managing people, right? So managing people is always a very complex. How should I put it? It's always a very complex topic itself. There are people who are very much self-motivated in this industry itself. But like it or not, I think a lot of people still need some external motivation, even though motivation is more or less intrinsic, right? So as agency leaders, I think it's a lot of a communication between us and the team, right? That's the reason why we even talk about not just recruiting head count, but heart count. People who can communicate with you well, all right? So we may have a certain management style, all right, which suits certain group of people, right? But this style may not suit another group of people itself. So to put it simply, we cannot recruit all people, right? Only certain people belongs to the team. Some people may not be.
Serving in a leadership capacity in an association also means time away from building your own business and your own agency. So how do you view that, and why do you think it's important to step up to serve the industry?
I look at it from a very different perspective. Right, one thing for sure, right, time is needed when you serve the industry itself. Right, I always think of it even on a win-win basis itself. Firstly, it's really something that we can give back to society in terms of growing the agency force as a whole itself, especially in terms of the education aspects itself. All right. At the same time, when we are just in our own individual company itself, I always see ourselves as just like a frog in the well. Right? You're not exposed to any other insurance company. All right. But when you're exposed to industry work, you get to know different people from different insurance companies, and all these are top leaders, in their respective companies itself. So I see this as a very good chance, for even myself to learn, right? And all these agency leaders who are very much willing to share, right? When we are contributing, in fact, the one who actually gets most is ourselves, right? Because at the point of contributing, we also get a lot, from different people in different insurance companies itself. So I find that is something very valuable, right? Compared to just being confined to our own individual insurance company itself. So I would strongly encourage more people to join the team at FSMA, right? In order to not just to contribute back to the industry itself, but again, don't just be a frog in the well itself. I think there's so many more things to learn from each other in the industry itself.